So now we're gonna see using the elements of an array as counters. Sometimes programs use counter variables to summarize data, such as the results of a survey. We are gonna use separate counters in our die rolling program to track the number of occurrences in each side of a six-sided die as the program rolled the die 6 million times. So we're gonna see this example. We're gonna go to new, we're gonna go to folder, we're gonna name it test, and we're gonna right click it, open in terminal, and we're gonna type in code space that, and we're gonna open it in Visual Studio Code, or you can use a different editor. We're using Visual Studio Code right now, and let me check help and check for updates. Now everything is cool. Okay, the file, we are gonna name it roll die.java. Okay, so roll die.java, die rolling program using arrays instead of switch. So first of all, we're gonna import, and we're gonna import java.util that random, like that. So semicolon at the end, since we are using the die example. Okay, java.util.random. Now we're gonna have the public the public class. So it's gonna be public class, and it's gonna be named roll dice. Okay, roll die, like that. And make sure that you use camel notation, and the first letter has to be capitalized. So the same way that you write the name of the file, it has to be the name of this class. So just keep that in mind. Now we're gonna have in public static void main. Okay, so you can type it in if you want. I already have it. So public static void main string arguments, and now we're gonna have the random numbers. Okay, so we're gonna create random numbers. We're gonna go here, and to do that we have the random numbers, like that. And to do that we use the keyword new, and then random, like that, semicolon at the end. And here, when we write, for example, this statement 7, we read it from, instead of reading it from left to right, we're doing it from right to left. For example, we are creating this random number generator, and we are storing it in this variable, or assigning it to this variable random numbers that is of type random. So I'm reading it from right to left. So this is how you make sense of it. So this is a random number generator. Okay, now we're gonna have this array. So this is the way that you create an array. So this array is of type integer. So we do that, we have first the type of the array, integer, string, double, whatever, and then a set of brackets. The name is gonna be frequency. Okay, frequency. Now we're gonna use the keyword new, and it's gonna be integer, and we're gonna have 7 elements. Semicolon at the end. Semicolon at the end. And again, the way that you read this is that new integer. Okay, new integer. Okay, so the way that you read this is that we are gonna have an array. Okay, and this array is gonna have 7 elements, 7 integer elements, and we are gonna store it or assign it in this variable named frequency that is of type integer. Okay, so array of frequency counters. That's fine. And let me see, now we're gonna have the for loop. Okay, so in the parentheses of the for loop we're gonna have this integer value, and this variable that is of type integer, roll is a variable of type integer, and we are gonna initializing it to 1. And now the condition, as long as roll is less than or equal to 6 million, so that's 6 million, we're gonna increment roll by 1, so plus 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna pre-increment the frequency, so this array variable, okay. And now we're gonna open the brackets, and inside of the brackets we're gonna have one plus, so we're gonna have this condition random numbers, so this here, this variable, and we're gonna use the method that is gonna be next. So it's gonna be next integer, so it's gonna be next, there's one next integer, and we're gonna pick 6 since we're gonna pick 6 since we are dealing with a die, so a die has 6 faces, semicolon at the end. And as you can see, we don't have any errors so far. Okay, so now we're gonna have the system.out that print format, so it's gonna be print format, and we're gonna have 3 arguments. So the arguments are gonna be double quotes and separated by a comma. Okay, so the first argument we are gonna have is gonna be the %, lowercase letter s, that means string, %, and the number 10, lowercase letter s for string. And now to the next line, the second argument is gonna be the face, okay, the face of the die. And finally the third argument is gonna be the frequency. Okay, we have that. Now we're gonna have the output each array element's value. So we're gonna have the for loop, we're gonna make use of the for loop again. We're gonna have this variable named face of type integer, and we are gonna initialize it to 1. The condition is gonna be as long as the face is less than the frequency, as long as the face is less than the frequency, that length, okay, that length, or that length, we are gonna increment the face, we're gonna increment the face by 1. Okay, so as long as the face is less than the frequency, that length, we're gonna increment the variable face of type integer by 1. Okay, now we're gonna have the system.out, let me see, system, we're gonna have the system.out println, in our case print format. That is the reason that after print we erase the lm and type instead f, print f. Now we're gonna have 3 arguments again, but the first argument is gonna be a string, and the second argument and the third are gonna be variables. Okay, so we're gonna have the first argument is gonna be the 4d decimal, lowercase letter d decimal, %, 10d, okay, decimal. And now to the next line. Now the second argument is going to be the variable face, and finally the third argument is going to be the frequency, and inside of the brackets we're going to pass in the face variable. So this would be the end of the main class, and this will be the end of the class roll die. So let's see if this is working. Let's play Java, and as you can see, let me see if I can make this one, yeah, maybe like that. So we have the face, let me put it all the way up. Okay, so we have the face 1 2 3 4 5 6, so it's starting at 1. That's the reason that we pick here roll starts at 1. Okay, and it's gonna be from 1 2 3 4 5 6, and these are the frequency. We play it again, so just to make sure that this is not fixed numbers but random numbers. Okay, so as you can see, the first column is gonna be fixed, so from 1 to 6, that's fine, but the frequency is changing. As you can see, you have this number, for example 999 560. That's when we have 999 204, and as you can see, these values are changing. So quickly you can see how, for example, this number ends in 61, this number ends in 45, this one in 57, this one in 60. Let's play it again one more time to see that this is working. And as you can see now, we have 3, so this one is 60 and ends in the number 60, this one ends in the number 04, and this one ends in the number 86. So as you can see, this is random numbers. So this is a random number generator using a very